Giving you a look right now at the fountain shell, or the fascia. Let's call it the fascia. That sounds more like a good term. Just now completed one of the very last items before I can call this ready for cleaning and color. It has been amazingly more difficult than I could have ever imagined. I know, I say that about nearly every project, but this one was a real special one. But let's talk about a few things. I mentioned in previous discussions and videos that there would be some access holes where we would have valves and other things to control. And inside of this component right here is one of those places. There's a little valve in there that you may never need, but for maintenance and repairs and things down the road, it'll just be a miracle to be able to take this off and have a piece of art that still looks like a piece of art when it's installed, and it removes and goes back together so easily. Use a little bit of the brass that we talked about up here. That is lowered a little bit below the area behind it, the framework behind it, because right back in these corners, whoa, here we are, I'm going to have a little bit of a deflector to control some of the water to spread it more evenly across the full spill. I wish I could show you that in here right now, but I don't want to put it in until I am virtually 98% certain that it's the last time. And I still have to polish and sand and wax that component. It's all protected and ready to go now. But speaking of protective covers, down here at the bottom, we have the screen that we talked about earlier that is adjustable to diminish the sound and the splash. In fact, it eliminates it. But what if you wanted to adjust it? You would simply pick up this piece right here and go down to the adjuster screws and adjust it. And then this piece will just slip right back on. Let me back up a little bit here. And I may not be able to do this one-handed, but there it is, right back in place. Becomes a part of the artwork, part of the texture. On the side, there's a piece, actually has a little bit of a funny little handle on it. I put on more as texture. It's actually brass, so it'll have a little slightly different color. And that is a piece that lifts out to give us access to two more valves and control areas over there. I'm going to put it back on. It literally just slips into place. Let's see if I can show you this last one down here. Have I got it right here? Yeah, this little piece down here. This is another cover plate. It just lifts up and out. See, what I've done is on the back side, a very simple little hook arrangement. I'm sorry, the focus, there we go. A little better focus. That just slips in, over and around, and we're depending on gravity to do the rest. And so this thing is not going up and down the road or doing anything. That's all we're going to need. And almost even a dummy can put it back on, except apparently I can't. But there it is. Here's a little piece that also kind of shows you that maybe there's a cover plate here, but there's not. That's just a piece that I like the shape and the texture of, and as are many of the additional items that you'll see all over the fountain. In here, 4-inch ring. I just love this little extra piece here. Kind of set in behind this little piece of tubing that wraps around and tucks back in. Earlier I had done quite a nice bit of footage of showing you how we do this engine turning on the mill, and I botched up the video work so much that I decided not to use it. I'm a lot better at copper work than I am at video work. I hope you'll agree with me on that. Again, the transformer, the electrical. Now here's where the switches are. I mentioned that the switches would be invisible. Well, that's the inside. That's the switch box. Now then, where are the switches? I can't see them. But if you know what to do, you pull, or rather push on this piece, and the pump comes on. You push on this piece. Let me show you a little bit better. That's the actual slider switch. It goes in and operates an ordinary, everyday household wall switch and turns on the lights. The upper one's lights, the lower one's for the water flow. If we ever have to take this apart, oh, I'm sorry, I need to watch my camera better. If we ever have to go in there and do anything, this little tab lifts, moves backward, this opens up and 4 screws remove this component, and we can go in, get after the switches, and do anything we need to do. So everything's findable, fixable, and recoverable. But I love this thing. I don't even want to tell you how many hours. This is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. I way misjudge my time on this project, but then I do on most of them, don't I? So that's about it. We're going to go into cleaning phase tomorrow. This is the inside, of course. Obviously, you've seen this before. There's the lighting, the valves that I have those access holes for. And I don't think I'll bore you with any more tonight. I think that's just about all that you need to see. We're making good progress now. Finally, it just seems like it's been just oh man, God, has it been slow. And that's not because we're not working on it. It's just because so many fine little details. There you go. We'll have another look in another day or so, and we'll be done.